Welcome back. It's been a mixed grill for investors since companies began to release their 9-month financial results ended September 30, 2015. But generally, we see that the banking industry has seen margins come under pressure following the crisis of recent years. How can banks achieve growth despite the economic challenges?
It's very difficult, very difficult. We see that margins are thinning, right? If your margins are thinning, you have to do other things to be able to make money. So you don't now focus on your net interest margin, meaning your normal day-to-day loans and advances. You take money, you lend the money. So you have to look at other ways that you can make money. How can you maybe provide advisory services? How can you make money from derivatives? How can you make money from FX? So it's that bank that can continuously think, that can continuously read the environment, because wherever there are challenges, there are also opportunities. So you have to be ready to be able to take advantage of the opportunities in spite of the challenges that you have. Yes, margins have thinned, but you have to now look at other ways that you can make money.
In spite of the regulatory environment and the stiff competition in the banking industry, some banks have been able to record double-digit growth for the 9 months ended September 2015. Access Bank is one of the banks that showed resilience with an impressive 9-month performance. What's the secret?
The secret is our people are always thinking, right? The executive management is forever thinking of how to make money outside the normal day-to-day bread and butter activity. So you have to come up with initiatives. You have to be, like I told you before, you have to put on your thinking cap. We made quite a bit of money from our treasury, and what we want to be is Africa's most respected bank, right? So if you're Africa's most respected bank, respect comes in terms of you being able to do things according to best practices. You can't be respected if you don't make money, so you have to be able to make money. Your loan books have to be clean. You have to be the employer of choice. So those are all the things that we look in the totality, and we say, look, you have to be able to make money in spite of challenges. There are always opportunities in challenging periods. A lot of people will lose money, but the very smart ones will make money in periods of challenges.
Despite their achievements, there's this continuing perception that banks have not been able to translate their growth to boosting the real sector of the economy. What exactly are the problems? What are the challenges that you see?
Banks are actually doing as much as they can, but the real sector is very, very difficult these days. No real sector can survive without power. You know, it's a major problem that we have. So the environment itself is not conducive. Without power, your cost of production gets very, very expensive. We have the labor, but if you don't have production, and now because of the policy flip-flops, there's no consistency in policies. Therefore, if I, as a manufacturer, I can't plan. I don't know what the FX rate is. I have to provide my own local government. I have to provide my electricity. I have to provide my water. Some of the roads, I have to make my roads. So by the time you add all this and you compare to cost of importation, it doesn't make sense. So we need more of the likes of Aliko. Aliko used to come to us a lot in Guarantee Trust Bank. Aliko is a manufacturer, but he's also a transporter. He didn't have to invest so much in transportation, right? But because he wanted to make sure that his products get into the consumer's hands, he had to invest in, I think he has the most number of fleets or vehicles in Nigeria just to support his business. It is an unnecessary expense. If he had the real, right, then he didn't need to invest in all these trailers upon trailers. He has hundreds of thousands of trailers just to ensure that he got his products. So the typical manufacturer, the real estate, the real sector in Nigeria has a lot of problems, and until those problems are solved, it's going to be very, very difficult. So when I look as a banker now, you've come to me and I say, okay, factor in all this, your cost of production, and I look at your competitors, because your competitor is just not the person that is producing next door. It is international, it is worldwide. And you say you're going to produce this biro. This biro is going to cost 10 naira. I can get the biro from China at 2 naira. It doesn't make any sense, because how much will the ultimate consumer be willing to buy? You know, so if it is 2 naira at 10 naira, you're not going to make money. So I'm not going to lend to you in that instance. So that is a major problem that we have. You know, you can import anything from anywhere. I'll get whatever I can at the cheapest price. So yes, I like you, but I like my pocket more. So if I can get your product at a cheaper price, I'll buy the one at the cheaper price. I mean, quality being the same.
And banks are sensitive to that.
Of course. Because even if you produce, even if you lend, if you can't sell, you can't pay me back. Do you understand? So 2 naira to 10 naira, you've produced, you don't have buyers, so you can't pay me back. Then there goes a non-performing loan on my hand. I don't want that anymore. So that's a major issue that we have now. We have to support the real estate. So government, anyway, a lot of power companies are coming up. And if I know how much the cost of my power is, I factor it into my cost of production. If the roads are better, or if there is better road system for transportation, as long as the cost comes down, then it's easier for banks to support the real sector. That's the major challenge that we have these days.
It's been estimated that only about 24% of adults have a bank account in sub-Saharan Africa. Financial literacy is obviously key to financial inclusion, especially for women. What can we do to promote financial inclusion for women?
Like I told you, Access Bank is very, very much into inclusive banking, right? And so we have different products for different areas of the economy, right? You know, we have a very strong desk, and for the WD initiative, it's to get towards women. But we also have products to get towards education, get towards health, get towards different areas that we're interested in. But also remember, we can't be everything to everybody. So we just choose the departments that we think we can make the most impact, right? For the children, for example, we have special savings accounts. So we want to encourage the children to start saving as early as possible, right? So you have the kiddies account. For women, we have, and for the doctors, for the lawyers, and things like that. So once you do that, and you can now, how do you say it, filter it down, right? So gradually, everybody will now be included in the banking.